Hey guys, I'm actually about to go get my hair cut because this is just a little unwieldy. I am super excited and we'll get to see a little bit of me driving there and then me getting there, and hopefully they'll let me film a little bit of it being cut. So, let's go. Alright, so we got the new haircut. It's kind of nice. I'm liking it. I'm vibing with it. Here's what it is, right? Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm super excited to get into it because it's my personal fitness journey. As you could probably tell, I'm sure I named the title something witty, and kind of the transformation that's taken place from where I started, my mindset change, and my current state of what I'm going to do and what I am doing to improve the health of my life. So I'm super excited to get into it today with you guys. Let's go back to where it all began. No, not that far. But let's go back to maybe a year and a half ago, kind of before my major mindset change on why my health was important and how far I let it go. So, sorry if this video is a little too personal for some people, but like I said in my first YouTube video, my promise to you guys, we were gonna go here. So, I hope you all enjoy. Let's go get inside. It's getting a bit weird out. And we are inside. Sorry about that. Outside was being so weird. We had birds, cars, wind, just not happening outside. So now we're at my desk. We have the cat. I think we're good. So we're going to be covering kind of the three parts of this fitness journey, right? Where I was before my mindset shift, when my mindset shift happened, and where I am currently in my health journey. Where I was before kind of was bad. Right? It wasn't kind of bad. It was awful, terrible. I ended up going to the hospital thinking I was having a heart attack because I had a lot of the early warning signs, and the days leading up to that event, they were just, there's more of them, more intensity with them. Finally, my wife was like, you know what, we have to take you to the hospital. I got to the hospital, and we found out it was reoccurring anxiety attacks produced by stress. Which is fine. I do have some anxiety disorders that I have worked through since then, that we knew about. It just sucked that it got to that point, but a lot of that had me thinking about my weight, and I kind of always felt like I was going to die early, like in my 20s, because of my weight. Like I was going to have a heart attack or a stroke or something really bad was going to happen to me. And the reason for that was, at the time, I was at least 335 pounds. And I say at least because I didn't change my habits. I didn't change my eating or anything that I was doing, fitness level, any of that. I just kept eating fast food 3 to 5 times a day. And just not stepping on the scale anymore. Like I saw 335 one day, and I was like, okay, that's it. You know, I'll just go off how I feel and how I look. I don't need a stupid number in my life. And I know I got way heavier than that. Like, it was so big. You can tell by some of the pictures. And if I have any, I'll put them up now. So as you can see, I did get quite big. You can definitely see in the face, the neck, the stomach, and the torso area, not so much, but you get the point. Like, I was way unhealthy, and I was eating out 3 to 5 times a day, like just so bad. Even after getting a job so I got a new job was one of the major things that helped contribute to it. Like, I always knew I needed to be healthier, but I failed in college to do it, and all of my reasons, I never really had a good reason why, other than, this fear that I'm gonna die. But usually I'd see some momentum, some change by implementing a tool like calorie counting or macro tracking, and I would quit halfway. Like, something would happen and I didn't have the resolve, the discipline, the infrastructure, the accountability to someone else other than myself or my wife. I would fall back into those bad habits, those easy routines of just being like, oh, well, I'm out. Before I come home, I'm going to go wait in a drive-through line and just grab some quick food. So I got this new job, which went from like 8+ hours a day at a desk and with an hour plus commute to about the same commute. It was actually very funny. My new job was right across the street from my old job, but this being up on my feet for 7 hours a day and only at my desk for like 1, and my steps went from probably 1 to 2,000 steps, because I remember I was tracking it. This was so crazy. 1 to 2,000 steps a day to some days were up like 15,000 steps at my new job. It's funny because of my weight. I actually ended up getting injured at that job, and I didn't tell anyone for a long time other than my wife, but I fractured my foot just from walking so much. That's how overweight I was, that I was walking and just didn't have good shoes. I had like Dr. Scholl's, which were comfortable enough for like walking when you're doing 1 to 3,000 steps, but when you're doing 12 to 15,000 steps a working day, it was bad. I ended up fracturing my foot and not telling anyone, just kind of going through a month of pain. Went to my doctor. He was like, look, you got to wear a boot. You got to wear more supportive footwear. And this is some techniques you can use to minimize the pain. And during that process, I didn't wear a boot. I bought some more supportive shoes. And I just used those techniques to manage the pain and minimize more damage until it really started healing, because I didn't want to stand out. But that's not to say that if you get injured in the workplace, not to report it. I just chose not to for that low of an injury and my employment situation. When I did that, I realized like how bad I let this get. And I probably lost in the 2 weeks before I stepped back on a scale again, because I was so curious, at least 10 pounds. At least in those 2 weeks, because my meals dropped dramatically. My water intake up pretty well. I was just walking all the time. I was like literally more than 10x'd my daily steps. I know that I lost at least 10 pounds, maybe more. But I got back on the scale and it was at 335 again. And I was like, okay, what can we do to make this work? And this is where that mindset shift really comes along, this second chapter of this story, where I realized that I really needed to live a healthier life, not just for me, but for my family, for my wife. In college, I had found a YouTuber called Obese to Beast. He battled this, the same battle of going from somebody who was incredibly unhealthy to literally, in my opinion, leading like this movement of changing your health. I started implementing, like, I ate out less. I didn't stop eating out, but I ate out less. And I put it like a hard cap in. And then I found this book. The ad kept coming up everywhere, and I called my wife and I was like, hey, I'm going to get this book and see what it does. And it was High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. And again, I'm going to have a video up within the next month, I think, about books that changed my life. That's going to be one of them, because I got it and I used it like a second Bible. It said to do something, I went out and did it, and it changed so much. Those two things kind of coupled together. I started consuming a lot more of both those people in that season of my life to really help me get on the right track. Finally, my wife left town for a week to go spend time with family, and we had a free pass from the grand opening of the 24-hour fitness in our area. So I decided to go use that. I was like, every day, 2 hours after work, I'm going to go do a swim routine. I still remember all the staff was super nice, and that changed everything. Like, we got her membership. She started working out because she was seeing like my energy levels change. Everything started changing for the better when I was actually like working towards health. And I knew that like weight change is 80% what happens in the kitchen, 20% what you do in the gym. But I still wasn't changing that much in the kitchen. I had probably lost another 10 to 15 pounds. So I was down in that like 310, 315 area. You know, one of the staff members came up to me and they're like, hey, just to remind you, we still have a personal trainer one-on-ones. And this is when I met Mo. And if you follow me on Instagram, you see him a lot. We tag each other a lot because he's actually my trainer again now that we're kind of figuring stuff out post-COVID. But that's how we met initially. And if I have any photos, I'll throw them up. You know, he talked to me a bit. He was a bigger guy himself. You know, he talked to me with a passion that I just knew I needed him. I needed that layer of accountability, that infrastructure to keep bettering myself. And I'm still on this journey. I'm still on this health journey. I'm just now under 295 pounds. And that's up from where I was at before Corona, because that's a whole nother video, is kind of the Corona dip I took. Having that where I've now gone from 335 plus pounds, right, down to less than 295 pounds. That's pretty intense. That's a 40 plus pound change in your life. And that doesn't account for the fact that, you know, what I originally went to him for was weight loss. And what he gave me instead was really life mobility. Like, I couldn't move a lot. I have arthritis in both my knees. That was a limiting factor to me in my head. And now we do AMRAP squats and all kinds of stuff. He helped me learn how to move around in my body and how to train it to move around better. And that kind of transitions into, you know, I had that mindset. I start building those layers of accountability to now, to my current health journey. So like I said, I had that COVID. I feel like a lot of us did that COVID-19 dip. I started eating less healthy. I started eating out a little bit more. One of the things that I used to do that ended up stopping during COVID was group accountability. And I recommend this to you if you don't do it. Literally on Instagram, I would just take a picture of my food that I was eating. And this is a tip I got from Tim Ferriss's The 4-Hour Body. Again, an amazing read, and one that might make the list for books that have changed my life. But literally just taking your hand, posting it next, so that way people get an idea of the serving size you're eating. And it helps deter so much stuff. Like when I had to take a picture of 5 slices of pizza I'm eating, and I'm holding the 6th, and I'm like, man, this is a bit excessive. When I'm taking a picture from Taco Bell with 4 different burritos, 2 different tacos, and a pile of sweets, yeah, it really makes you rethink what you're eating really quickly. So I dropped that. It's back now. If you go to my Instagram at any given point, you'll see what I'm eating throughout the day. The stories feature is great for that. I, just stopped talking to people about my journey, my health journey, which is why, again, this YouTube video is so important to me, I think. And just, again, establishing where I'm at and that this is going to be a part of the channel. So I think we all had this kind of COVID dip that I've described where you dropped some habits, you picked up your bad old easy habits, and I remember being so frustrated because the gym wasn't open, so I wasn't moving my body. I was falling back into bad diet habits. I had gained probably about another 15 to 20 pounds of weight during this COVID, even while trying to minimize the damage, but not really having that infrastructure anymore. I lost it again. Mo reached out to me and he was like, hey, I'm setting up this private little thing. What do you want? Do you want to be a part of it? And I go, yes, absolutely. Sign me up. You were one of the best parts of training at 24-hour fitness. So I go and I start being a part of it, and now we have my meal plan in place. You know, we have our meal plan. We have scheduled workouts. We have scheduled times of day that we reach out to each other. Literally a whole system of accountability to him. A whole system of accountability to him. My wife's involved in that system as well. I have so many layers of accountability throughout my family now too, because I'm telling them about it again as well. And I've, again, dropped back down. I've built muscle. I'm working towards doing a push-up, which isn't that impressive to some people, but I haven't been able to do that naturally, like an unassisted push-up, in years. And I'm looking forward to documenting how much further I can go as well. I've been recording our workouts, but I haven't really been posting them. But the documentation's there. And I don't know if how much of it I will post, but I have it. And that's what's important, I think, to me. So that's where I'm at currently in this. And again, this is more of a vlog style. Like, I went and got a haircut. I'm talking about all this emotional journey stuff and where I was and what changed and where I am now and all this sappy stuff. And I'm going to try and make this under 20 minutes, guys. I promise. I don't know if I did or not. But that's what it is. Like, I am being healthier. I want to invite you to be healthier on this channel. I actually want to shout out somebody that I met through a Discord group, and that's Steven. He has a YouTube channel called Fatboy Fitness. I'll link it down below. Seriously, go support him. He is awesome. Everything he's putting out, quality videos once a week. Awesome guy. And then another person I'd like to shout out is actually Mo, my personal trainer. And he's going to be on a video soon talking about the importance of coaches and mentors in your life. And I don't want to spoil too much stuff, but that one's going to be really serious. It's coming up soon. You don't want to miss it. So look forward to that one. I hope you have a great week. And I'm sorry that this isn't going to be what usually comes out on the channel. We're going to try and have a lot more stuff that adds value directly to your life with actionable steps. But I felt like this is the right time in this channel's development to start talking about this and building the foundation of this part of the journey. So I just hope you guys all have an amazing week. Deuces.